Okay, yeah, I messed up. I messed up because instead of changing the screens, I didn't change, I pressed stop streaming. Yeah, whatever. Whatever happened. Anyways, I'm back. I don't know what this. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna try to write something, a very short thing, and in a very short time because I have like an hour, and then I have to go and do some stuff. So I'm gonna give it a try, but this is a little distracting the volume, so I'm gonna change it. So I had this idea about a story that hit me yesterday. It was like a vision of Karina. Let me just change the music because it's just too high. Where was the song that I was thinking for this one? This one. Now this song is very like sad, and it's also like it's not a nice song. It's not a nice song. If you hear the lyrics, it's like it's about a relationship that's been like fighting to stay together, but uh, they both know that they have reached the end, and that they're just like trying to seem that everything's all right with one another, but they both know that this relationship is going nowhere, and that it's like they're dancing in a burning room, they say. I mean, this is what the song says. And it's pretty because of like the harmony and how soft it is and stuff like that. But if you listen to the lyrics, it's not so nice. So anyway, I had this idea of like um, Karina with her puffy face. I don't know if you have seen that episode. I don't know the numbers. I'm really bad with numbers. The one when she goes back to the clinic after leaving Maya, and she like comes up and receives the message in her phone. I mean the call, and she doesn't pick up, and she walks to Ben and Jack, and she has like this puffy face, like she's been crying all night. And it breaks my heart. And you know what? When she has this face, also, the day after Maya stays in the hotel taking care of her um, after they run over that doctor in Grace Lawn, it's the same face when she walks at night in the in that blue sweater, baby blue sweater, and you see her face, and she has a puffy face like she's been crying, and I hate it. It breaks my heart. So I was thinking I'm gonna make a little ficlet. Ficlet is supposed to be about less than 1,000 words, and a little more than I think is 100 or 500 words, because a drabble is 100 words and a pentadrabble is 500 words, so it should be around 500 and 1,000. So I'm gonna try. I don't want to make it too long because I know it's gonna take way too much time for me to do it. Um, okay, this is in Spanish. I think that's why it's showing in red. So I'm doing a series that is gonna be very short stories, like yeah, ficlets and stuff like that. Mostly because I don't wanna like. Okay, it's not changing it. Yeah, this happened to me yesterday too. That is not changing the language. Okay. Um. So this series that I'm gonna post, because I don't want to post um each single story separate. It freaks me out that to have too many stories on my profile that are this short. So this is gonna be called a series of unfortunate events. I don't know if it's all gonna be tragic. I don't think so, but I'm just gonna call it that because first of all, I love that series of books. I think it's fun that so many different things happen, and I love the movie also. The one movie. I I don't think I saw. I watched the series. I don't think I did. But anyways, I like that title for like the whole fake that I'm gonna for the collection, let's say. And then this one, I want this song to be the one that drives the writing. So usually when I write, I put the song in like repeat one, so it repeats over and over and over again because it sets me in a mood. So if I need to be like not sad necessarily, but like in that mood, like in a slow mood, I am gonna play this song over and over and over again while I write. So it keeps me in that mood. And also, I love making playlists for my fakes and stuff. So I usually pick songs that can get me to the place that I need to write. I was writing a fic. Well, I actually am writing a fic that is about the 5150 of Maya, and I remember that when she was left in that room. I mean, that night was sort of like raining. You could see it through the window. That it was like it was dark. It was like in a mood, and so I imagined that when she woke up the next day, it was raining. And for the list, I mean, the playlist I made for that one is two songs. One that uh, is very slow and sad, and the other one is just a track of thunderstorm, and it's just rain and rain. Oh, and this other song is like also has a background. I mean, if you hear it with headphones, that song has a little rain and thunderstorms in the back. So it's very like good for that mood. But the thing is that I started writing that and it was a little depressing. I got to, I think, one chapter and a little bit over 500 words of chapter two. And I had to stop myself because it was really depressing. And I said, well, I'm going to write this like little by little. But to be honest, it's been on my files for months and I haven't finished it. I have to, but I haven't like been able to prod myself to write that one. Um, and I'm writing another fic that is going to be very long for me to write, and that is equally like emotionally draining. So that one, that fic is like consuming all my time right now. So I want to do this short stories because it's not going to take me too long to write, and I get this feeling that I've put something out there because honestly, right now that I've been writing this thing for like a month that I haven't published anything, it's driving me insane. I like publishing. I like to write and put my things out there. And in this other story, I'm writing and I'm writing and I'm writing and I'm done. I'm not putting anything out there. So I'm gonna start just doing these short stories, probably in stream, like today. So I had this idea. I'm gonna start now because I don't have too much time. I think I have an hour, like until 9:30. I'm not gonna talk too much while I write. Probably just make some comments. There's music playing. The song is gonna be playing and repeating over and over and over again. And then if I have to say something, I'll open the mic. Um, there are a lot of people that have watched the last stream after. So I'm sorry for you guys because you're not gonna have music. The thing about it is that I can play music in stream, but it can't be recorded on the video that's left on Twitch. So I record in another channel, and if you watch the live after, it doesn't have music. So for the ones that are gonna come after and watch it, I'm sorry, you're not getting music. You're just getting me typing and sometimes making a little comment here and there. So I'm gonna explain a little bit about this idea that I had to see where it takes me, because to be honestly, I don't have anything other than this image, that this little image. And it was okay. I said that it was Karina, like with her puffy face, like she's been crying all night. So I was trying to set it around that time where Maya and Karina are not together. I don't want Maya to be there, but I want the fake to be in the point of view of Maya, like if she was watching her. So it's gonna be a very weird story, because Maya, in fact, is not gonna be there, but she's gonna be the one that's narrating um, what's going on with Karina and how she's feeling, and all of that during, I mean, along that day. Um, I don't know how she's gonna be like watching her and describing how Karina is feeling, how Karina is looking, but I don't know, just go along with it. It's an exercise. It doesn't matter if it makes sense or not. Okay, so I started yesterday with this two paragraphs, but actually the idea that I had was this, that it was that she had just the puffy cheeks, the closed eyes, and that she looked tired, and that her smile, even though she tried really hard, wasn't like coming through. It was like she had a sad smile. Um, and also it's like Maya is watching the actions that Karina's making, and I want to try to like convey the emotions that Karina's feeling through her actions or through how she's looking. And well, I'm gonna keep trying. I'm not gonna talk too much. I'm gonna continue with what I had, and let's see where it takes us. If you wanna leave a comment in the chat box, is all right. I have my phone open just in case something drops in the chat. But if I take my time answering, is because I'm not really paying too much attention to the chat right now, and I'm trying to write. So let's just go with it. Okay. Okay, so this is what usually happens to me, is that I don't like repeating words that don't actually repeat too much when you're speaking. It's like I don't like repetition when I write. So here I'm saying that her smile had its sides pointing down, right? And here what I wanted is like to convey that the horizon line that she's in right now is way too high, so she doesn't really looks up. I mean, she's so sad that she doesn't look up, she looks down. So I wanted to put here all repeat pointing down. pointing down. But since I have pointing down here and pointing down here, it's like it's not gonna work. Um, so I put this one. What was it? Oh Jesus! This always happens to me. Uh, Let me just go back a bit because I don't want to lose everything. Okay, I lost everything. Whatever. Um, um, I don't want it to say pointing down. Look down could be it. Um, it's not. It's also not to permit. No. Um, Let me think about this because I hate when I repeat things. I hate it. Is one of the most difficult parts for me to write because I tend to pick up a word and then use it over and over and over again. And when I mean for that to happen, when it's intentional, it's fine. But in this case, I don't want that. Pointing is not such of like soft word, and this has to be such a um, soft thing with the emotions and everything. I don't want to use a word that is so aggressive because pointing is aggressive. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to like say. Yeah, right now it could be just look down. Um, I can put something like gravity instead of this. Like it was something or this. It was something in the horizon line that made her eyes gravitate towards the floor. I, I'm sorry. This happens to me a lot too. Mm. Or to her feet, like she's thinking about what she's feeling, or just like I don't know, because sometimes when you're sad, you usually like look down, look down at your feet. Your feet are playing around like softly, like you're thinking about this thing that is bothering you. So maybe that could be a nice detail there. Um, I like also to use like the thing like when I'm sad and I'm feeling like this thing, there's like my emotions are completely down and I'm like I tend to like how do you say that word? I'm not an English speaker, so you have to forgive me if I sometimes don't find the right words. It's like you crouch. It's like your chest falls and you're sort of like your shoulders go down as well, and I usually have this feeling in my chest, like around my heart, that is always like pulsating. It's like I can feel my heart when I'm sad. I can feel it complaining. It's like it's awful. I hate that, but I like to always try it when I write someone that is feeling sad, that they're feeling it in their chest, because that's like that's what I feel when I'm sad. So I want to put something like that in too. Mm. Now I usually would put here slightly arched. Her shoulders dropping with it. Um, trying to protect her heart. Now, why I said like I usually would like write here slightly is that I would like try to use slightly here, but I'm trying not to use so many adverbs while I write because it's like I've been reading a lot of writers that like recommend not using as certain adverbs to convey an action or a feeling or something like that because it's sort of like a little lazy. It's like trying to simply describe something, and it takes away from the experience of reading that whole emotion or that whole action. So you should try to avoid these things. So I'm trying to be more conscious when I use these words and try to like change them with something else. Now let me think if I can change it quickly, and if I can't, I'll leave it and I'll think about something later. I can like it was perceptible the way her chest arched. That her shoulders dropped. Oh, dropped. Trying to protect her heart. And see that's a little better. It was, and I should put here it was almost. And then also in this fic, um I'm trying to use second person for the narration. So right now I'm describing something someone is seeing, right? So in this case, it's like I wouldn't put, but I know. It's like here is like, but I know her body too well uh, to notice this these little things. I wouldn't put I because if I want to use second person, I'm not gonna put I. I'm gonna put but you. All right. So, but you know her body um, well enough to notice these little things. So it's like when you do a second person, you usually talk to yourself. All right, you direct to yourself. The point of view is a very personal point of view. So it's you narrating basically to yourself, to your conscious self, what you're seeing and what you're feeling. So this one is like, okay, Maya is looking at Karina and she's having all these emotions and physical reactions, and someone that usually doesn't know this person very well or hasn't spent hours upon hours looking at them, feeling them, living with them, they're not going to notice these little things. But Maya would because she's her wife, and because they know each other very well, especially physically. I mean, I think that the Marina relationship is not really a relationship that is very like in words. They don't talk very much. They're very physical. So for Maya to notice these little things is important. Um, so I'm just gonna leave it like that, like but you know her body well enough to notice these little things. And then I'm gonna try to transition that to other things that she has noticed. Now, this doesn't need to be that same day. It could be in the process of their separation, um, and just put a little thing here and there to convey the mood, the sadness that Karina is feeling. Okay, so I'll do that. Oh, sorry. So here I'm trying to just change a little bit. Yeah, this is going very slow, huh? It's like, how many words do we have? It's very, very short. It's like, what, 100? Yeah, 187. Okay, so here trying to do something. It's like, okay, when you're sad, you usually, well, when I'm sad, you usually like lose that thing that makes you beat. It's like when you have a busy day, you wake up, you drink your coffee, you do this, you do that, and it's everything's fast. But when you're sad, it's like your time slows down and your day becomes longer. So what I want to do right now is like when I put this on, is like it's like her days have become void of other emotions but her sadness. It's like, okay, now I'm gonna try to convey her sadness. So for me, is that thing is that the first thing is noticing how the rhythm of your life changes when you're sad. It's like you speak slower, you speak like in a, what is it, on a low pitch voice. Um, you distance yourself from like from what's going on around you. It's like everything could go a million miles an hour around you, and you're like going one step at a time. It's like it's like you're dragging your life with you. All right. So I'm gonna put that she was lost in her rhythm, but also like I want to put some physical things to that you could see, that is like she walks slower. It's like the pace of her walking has slowed down. um that thing also, like the minutes, the seconds seem to go very slow, very like nothing's happening, like nothing's changing, and that makes you go deeper into your sadness. So I'm gonna try to write that. Okay, so here I'm having a little trouble, like with certain things. Like, wait, one thing that I wanted to point out, it was like this. It's gonna repeat everywhere. Like it was like this. It was like this. It was this. It was this. I mean, it was is gonna repeat very much, and I want that, or it's like okay, and I want to use that because for me is like when you're looking at someone, you always like it's like you can compare things like when you see someone out of their element, you usually compare them what they used to be before, right? To this person that you know that is, I don't know, very happy, very joyful, that jumps around, that is so energetic and talks with her hands and stuff like that. And suddenly when they're sad, it's like okay, their hands are placed on their sides. They don't have too much movement. You don't see that energy flow. You don't you see the differences. So for me, that it's like, or it was like, or it was this, and now see, it's like you're trying to make a comparison. You're not really making a comparison. It's not like you're saying, okay, this is what she used to be, and now this is what she is. But when you say it was like this, it was like you are also referring to the contrary, to the idea that she used to be this other way. So I'm gonna use that intentionally all over the fic to try to convey that, because I don't want to make a list of like pros and cons of whatever this person is going through, if she was better or not before. What I want to do is just to show what she is right now and try to imply everything that she used to be. So right here, I'm a little stuck. That's what I was gonna say before, that I'm a little stuck in like describing certain things unless I show something else happening. So I'm gonna try to just put a little bit of insight of the person that is narrating, like Maya's, a little bit of insight of what is going on in her mind. I'm gonna try, and then I'm gonna try to like go back to describing little things of Karina. Okay, I was gonna use energy here, but since I'm using energy here already, I'm not gonna put energy again. So I'm just gonna say that she had no will. How do I do this? Okay. I was thinking like I should put that she missed her so much that she couldn't find even um like she couldn't find like the energy or the will to take care of herself, like to shower, to cook for herself, or to exercise, or to nothing. She did nothing. While Maya, after the 5150, and she was home and she was alone and she was sad before Diane got there. I mean, the first days I want to render an image of like Maya not being able to do anything. And then, well, we know that she did and that she got obsessed with cleaning her apartment and stuff like that. But right now is like on those days, on those moments that she had that she couldn't feel Karina with her and she thought that she had destroyed everything, that that she couldn't find this thing inside her to be able to do these things. But she sees Karina, and even though she's sad and even though she's all this like this little bit of who she used to be, um she does this. She goes out and she tends to her patients in the best way possible, and she gives them a smile, and that shows you just a bit of her that Maya appreciates so much. So that's what I'm trying to write. I'm trying to write right now, but I'm gonna figure it out. Okay, so I'm gonna just put barely here, and I'm gonna change it later because I don't want to get stuck with this idea, and I'll think about that later. Mm, I don't want to use will again or energy, so when I'm stuck with words, I usually come here to the thesaurus, mm, thesaurus, whatever it's called, this thing. Um, so I put a word because I would put motivation, but I don't want to put motivation. So let's see if I can find something more. Inspiration could be something that I would look for, like alternatives also. Um, okay, my computer's running out of battery. Wait a second. Okay. So, I could put like she couldn't find a reason to do these things. This could be it, a reason. Disposition, reason is better. Um, okay. I'm gonna put a reason on it. Like What is this? Oh, okay, fine. Um, you couldn't find the things. So when I write, I usually um, oh, automatic. Okay. When I write, I usually have a certain idea of where I want to go. Sometimes I don't, like in this one. So I don't know where this is going to end up. I mean, I know that I want to convey that this person is looking at this other person and she knows she's the reason why this other person is so distraught. But I don't know what I want out of that. Um, I don't know if she just wants to observe this and say these things and that be the end of it. Like I can't do anything about it. And or to actually go to a more present sort of thing where she actually has a conversation with Karina, or maybe this ends up in complete disaster and it doesn't go anywhere and it doesn't solve anything, and Maya thinks of other things and her train of thought goes somewhere else. I don't know because I haven't thought of like the story. So everything that I'm writing gives me the next idea, the next idea, the next idea. So if it changes from the original thing that I slightly thought of, well, that'll happen, and you please do not blame me for it. Anyways, whatever. Um, okay, sometimes in fact, if I'm interrupting myself so much from writing, I have to go back and read a little bit of what I put before. So this process is becoming really long. I should have way more reading by now. Um, I don't want to say judge you, the delivery service person. Oh. I wanted to add this because I think that is like, what am I saying here is like she became the favorite client of the Chinese restaurant because of what? She didn't go to the Chinese restaurant. So I wanted to add that she didn't want to go to the supermarket and their delivery service girl would not pay attention to her. So I would say she would not judge you, because judge you is also a thing. It's like when you're sad and when you're like in a different mood, that what's considered a normal thing, that you should be happy, you should be content, you should be this and that. And when you're not that, you're judged. So I wanted to put like here, like, okay, the service girl, the delivery service girl would not judge her because she wouldn't even pay attention to her. So I don't know if I want to put here that she wouldn't even pay attention to you. I mean, to her, but because that would mean that Maya actually noticed that this girl wasn't paying attention to her. The only thing that Maya would have noticed is that, yeah, this girl didn't look at her funny. She didn't smiled uncomfortably, hoping for a smile back. She just delivered her food, and that was it. So I don't think that I'm gonna put that she didn't even pay attention to you. Just she would not judge you, and I think that I'm gonna leave it at that. Now I'm gonna put things here that makes no sense at all. Uh, um, found. No, no found because I already said found, right? Um, I think I already. I think I already said found, right? God, I don't know. Um. Okay, no, I'm gonna put found, whatever. Um. Um. um, I don't want to repeat will or energy. Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna try and find something else. Will is a very bad word to like um to look because it has so many different meanings. Uh, like none of these are gonna work because that's not the meaning that I'm looking for. Last wishes, no, that's a will, like physical will. Boss, no. See, that's is a very difficult one. So energy, maybe, but energy is also different. A different, I don't know. Um, strength, maybe. No. Now we can open this up in another window and see what it says. Um, force, the force. I mean, in Spanish it makes sense because it's like cuando pudiste encontrar la fuerza suficiente. So I also use this deep L, that is a translator. I don't write in Spanish when I'm writing in English, obviously. Um, the thing is that when I can't find the right idea, what I do is I come here and I write it in Spanish. It gives me something, and I see if it actually matches what is in my mind. If it doesn't, then I can come here and start changing some words. Like, okay, when you are able to find enough strength, yeah, maybe I can give it a little more context, like siente para cuidar de ti misma. So when you are able to find enough strength to take care of yourself, I wouldn't put take care, just care. So this is the thing with deep L, is that you can come here and try to like you can change it. That this is not something that you can do in Google Translate. Now I have an idea for it. I don't want to say to take care, but to care is it sounds softer to me. To care for yourself, not to take care. Like to take care sounds like an obligation, but to care for yourself, it sounds softer. It sounds like you're loving yourself. So I take out the take. Um, when you were able to find. Wait, am I okay? Yeah, the mic is on. I thought the mic wasn't on. When you're able to find the strength now, enough strength. Strength, yeah, is the word. Is like force here. Um, but maybe since this give you alternatives, I'm gonna find something that gives me more of the idea that I had. Courage could be it. Um, the courage, like yeah, when you find the courage to care for yourself. Ah, no, courage doesn't work. Um, Maybe it is strength. Maybe it is. Yeah, I think maybe it's strength. The strength. Will would be perfect because will entangles that. I mean, it entangles whatever. And sometimes I use words that don't come. Whatever. I think that will is a nice word in this situation because for me, will is more like you have to find this force within you. I mean, not just physical strength, but emotional one. For me, that's will. So for me here, the perfect thing would be when you were able to find the will to care for yourself. That would be perfect. But since I'm already using will here, like, because you had no will. And maybe this is the thing that has to change. So I'm gonna copy this thing. So you know this because once you found, okay, so where is it? Okay, once you found, once you were able to find the will to take care, no, to care of yourself. Okay, let's just finish that idea. It welcomed you with this warmth. Okay. I'm gonna put something really cheesy here. I could change it later. I'm gonna change it later. I just don't want to lose the idea. So the warmth. Yeah. So she's not gonna feel loved by the shower. That we know. We know she's not. But I'm gonna put that she felt loved because it reminded her of like an embrace. All right. So I'm gonna change that later. I just wanna address this here right now. What time is it? Okay, I have like 10 minutes. This is insane. I haven't written anything in an hour. Yeah, it's too much talking. Um, now, for it to stand the looks, what I'm gonna do is do a reverse of what I just did. So I'm gonna copy that whole sentence. I'm gonna copy it, and I'm gonna come here to the L. So I'm gonna paste that one, and you're gonna see that it's gonna change because when you do like this, you change it to Spanish, then you change it back to English. It's gonna change a lot of things that you had on the text that you wrote. But I just want to see if I can find like little things that are gonna help my idea come through better. Okay, so you became the favorite customer. See here, I use client because we don't have a word for customer in Spanish. For us, is cliente. So I put client. Now for me, customer, it could be customer, but my instinct would be client. So I'm gonna leave client. Feel like feel like what? Didn't feel like holding people's stairs. Holding people's stairs. I don't know. For me, it's more standing. Like I don't know, holding or putting up with. Yeah, you didn't feel like putting up with the stairs. That could be good. All right, so you didn't feel like putting up. All right. Because you didn't feel like putting up with it wouldn't be looks, but the stairs from people at the supermarket. And then since this idea is not related to this one, I'm gonna put a comma here. Okay, so let's get back to this. It welcomed you with its warmth. Now I can like save all this idea, just putting warm embrace, um, and I don't have to put all of this other thing. Welcome you with its warm embrace, almost as if it was consoling you. Um, wonder. Now I'm gonna repeat wonder, and I don't know if I want to. Maybe I do. Sometimes repetition is good, especially when it is intentional. Like here I'm saying, you wonder how she could do it. All right, you're referring, how can she do this? You know, I was shit during this time. I couldn't do it. So you wonder how she can do it. And then what I want here, what I was feeling that came next to this, it was like you wonder, or yeah, you wonder uh, what those days were to her, like were for Karina. How those days went through. Was it the same? Was it not the same? I mean, what? How was it? Because she doesn't look that good. But I don't know if I want to use wonder again, because it doesn't feel intentional enough to be worthy of repeating. So wonder could be like question. You question yourself, but question is not something that I want to. Question is not. Doesn't it doesn't project emotion to me. Amazement, something amazement, doubt, speculate. I don't know. You question. This is not good. Okay, so don't need this one. You contemplate. Contemplate. No, maybe you can use this word later. Wonder. Okay, what was the other one? Not question. I'm curious. What was the other word? Um, Jesus. Contemplate. No, the contemplate is more like no. No, no. Ah, but it's not question, that I know. It's not question. No. Jesus. Okay, this is no. Here. Okay, whatever. Let's figure that later. See, it is your wonder. You imagine. You imagine. No, it's not imagining. Because you're questioning, so it's not imagining. It's wonder. You wonder, you wonder. Let's copy this and let's figure that out. You wonder how she felt those days. Maybe the question has to come here for it to make it intentional. I'm repeating too much though. I'm thinking that to make it intentional, it also has to be a format thing. So if I'm gonna put wonder and then I'm gonna repeat it, I'm gonna separate it from the paragraph, so it seems a little more intentional. And also here, it's like how she felt those days, and then you continue to explain what how would the time have been. Okay, that translation sucked. Okay, it's because I didn't put commas. Si pasó como tú. And okay, here this is terrible. So here, if she, comma, like you, spend the whole day contemplating the rain through the window, she felt impossible to invade the side of the bay that you occupied. And now here's the contradiction, because Maya, when Karina goes for her shampoo, Maya's not sleeping on her side of the bed, she's sleeping on Karina's side of the bed. So maybe we can put that in here, like to accentuate that. It's like Maya felt impossible to invade Karina's side of the bed on the first days, and then she couldn't help but stay on her side of the bed, like to feel her closer. So maybe we can add that in too. Okay, I have 2 minutes. Dude, this is no good. I'm not gonna finish this. Apparently, I'm not gonna finish this. Um, I might finish it when I get back from where I have to go, but at 10 I have to go out and buy some things. So maybe when I come back, I can continue the stream and see if I finish this and I can publish. Right now, I think that I'm okay with words. Should be around 400 right now. Yeah, 348. That's okay. I don't think that I'm gonna even go close to 1,000. This is just a short idea, and that's okay. But maybe another hour in stream, and I can finish it and polish it a little, and then just upload it. Yeah. So I'm gonna interrupt the stream right here, and we can see that later. But what I'm thinking is just a comparison of the two things, okay, of what Maya was feeling, and also like how Karina is feeling now that she's like sort of like coming back to her life. Because the first clinic date when she met Pam, uh, it was her first day in a while since things happened with Maya. So you can see that Karina like took a short vacation or like a break from going to the station. I assume she also did that with her own life. That's why she was so lonely. It's like when she came back and Pam asked her out, she felt lonely. And I have this headcanon idea that she took a couple of weeks off from the hospital as well, and she hasn't seen her friends, and that's why she was feeling so lonely. It's like she wasn't really in the mood for being with people. So that's what I want to do. I don't think that this is gonna end up in them talking or having any type of interaction. Maybe just a comparison of both, and that will be the little exercise. I don't. Sometimes I like to do these things where I explore a little bit of emotions or an idea that's stuck in my brain, and I don't usually publish them. Sometimes I write them and I forget about them. But these little exercises that I'm gonna post here, and there's like a series of unfortunate events, might be just these little things that have no way of continuing in the future, or that I don't care to continue because I actually do have other stories that have plots in them. Like the first story that I wrote in this was this one. It was called The Plane, and I started writing in Spanish. So it was about Maya first getting her captaincy and being rejected by her team, like it happened in the series. And instead of her taking her team into a retreat, she goes by herself. She goes to the woods by herself. So she's driving in this in the highway, and she starts hearing a very loud noise, and she's around the woods, and she sees this little airplane crashing into the woods, almost crashing into her. And when she sort of like stops her car, goes running to the accident thing, just in case she could help the people that were in the plane. Karina is the one that was on the passenger seat, and she's passed out. And that was just a little idea that started like coming to my head. But I didn't finish it at all. I mean, it's sort of like that was it. I wrote a little bit of it, but I had imagined a little few things like Karina was a secret agent, and she had a cover of being an OV, but when she was attending to the patients that she was collecting secrets from, it was other women going to see her as a gynecologist, not really an OB. So that's how she got the information, but she got caught, and they put her in this plane and tried to cause her to crash and die. But Maya was there to rescue her, so they start running away from uh, this people that are chasing her that I didn't figure out who they were. It's just that Karina was like a secret agent, and that was it. I didn't do much with it. That was it. This was months ago. And I remember that I started writing in Spanish because I got so frustrated that in AO3 you can only find a big fandom for English stories. I mean, people write in English because if you don't write in English, uh, your stories don't do anything. I mean, I've written in Spanish, like I think I have one story in Spanish, and although it did had views and comments and stuff like that, I think it had almost the same amount of comments that I got in English. But it's just that people don't read so much. I mean, you make such an effort in putting words out there, like of putting words in the paper or in a document, whatever. You pour your soul into these little things that you write, and then uh, the fun thing about posting is that you can share it with other people, that other people can share in the emotions that you had and that you put in this document. And when so little people, I mean, such a little amount of people get to read it, you feel like you're missing out. I mean, like not only you're missing out, but that other people cannot and will not come to your fic and translate it and read it and whatever. So I was really frustrated because of that, because on my other fandom we had a huge community in Spanish, so a lot of people would come and read in Spanish. I would write in Spanish and in English, but you got the chance to do that. You had the opportunity to like express your emotions in your language. I like writing in English. I don't feel that is heavy on me. When I don't find the words and stuff like that, I can I can search for them. I can do my best. I can ask someone else to read it and see if it makes sense. Whatever it is, I don't feel uncomfortable in writing in Spanish, but I do feel that sometimes I just want to write in Spanish. I mean, in English, I don't feel uncomfortable in writing in English, but I do want to write in Spanish sometimes. It's like I want to write in my language, and I want to don't have a difficulty of like trying to process the ideas I have in my brain to translate to another language. But it is difficult because then you spend so much time writing, and it's I don't know. It hurts that the community in Spanish is so small. So if I ever continue the story about the plane and Karina being like a secret agent and stuff like that, it would be a fun story. It would be a really fun story. Um, but to be honest, I can't do it right now. I have to finish the other one. The other one is called Black, and it's taking everything out of me right now. It's taking my heart out. So it'll be later, and then I'll decide if I translate this little thing that I wrote and I continue it in English. Maybe I'll do that because, to be honest, to put so much effort in writing, and yeah, no. Um, so I'm gonna quit it here. I think we're going in a good direction. I think that a couple of another 2 pages, and I'll be ready to upload. Okay, so I'll be doing that in the afternoon, probably midday if I come back quick enough from what I have to do. And if I don't, it'll be in the afternoon or maybe at night. I'm not sure. Anyways, thank you for coming. The ones who came, the ones who didn't and are watching later, thank you also. And see you later. Have a good day.